what's really interesting about the way Calm's approach meditation, and I saw this obviously from an outside point of view until we joined forces, but when I was observing what Calm was doing, I was really, really admiring it because I felt it took such a broad-minded view to meditation, which I actually think meditation is as a practice. So even though you're saying you've simplified it and made it more accessible, which I agree Calm has, I actually think that is how meditation should be and is in reality. When you even look thousands of years ago, it was far more easy and accessible. It wasn't this mystical thing. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like as things come into the modern world, when they're older, we just kind of put this tag on them as being vintage or mystical or unknown. But the truth is that it was a part of society. It was a part of the way kids were raised and what they were taught at school. And so what even gave you the perspective to say, we feel that we're going to take this broad-minded view to meditation? Like, you started with like sleep tales and stories. And when I saw that, I was like, this is genius, because so much meditation, especially of the past, in my tradition too, from my monk time, is storytelling. Like, so many meditations are based on stories. And I think that the modern day became about like being still and being silent. But you had this really broad-minded view. How did that evolve and where did that come from?
Yes, so there were two big step changes in the early days where we saw a big increase in usage and audience. The first was when we introduced the Daily Calm. You know, Tamara was our first teacher. She was just phenomenal.
She's incredible.
She is so good. But before that, we just were encouraging people to meditate, listen to the same content every single day. That's hard. People are busy sitting down, and it just wasn't connecting with people. And the beauty of the Daily Calm is that it's different every day, and humans like variety. And they like storytelling, as you say. And Tamara would leave everyone with a beautiful quote. It would be memorable. People actually started, instead of thinking of it as a chore every morning, people would look forward to it. They'd talk about what they learnt in the Daily Calm, and they'd share it in the Daily Calm community. And so these ripples started to grow. So that was a big early shift. And secondly, the sleep stories. You know, we were looking at the data, and we realized that a lot of people were using Tamara's beautiful voice to fall asleep at night. And we were like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. So we thought, what if we could create stories? We could take the bedtime story that's been around for forever, sprinkle a little magic on it, and create the sleep story. And so people think, oh, they're boring tales, they bore you to sleep, but it's not like that at all. There's a lovely curve of interest where you start in an engaging way. Your mind is probably whirring away with a lot of other things, and you're intrigued about this story. And then we mix in music and sound effects, and the voice gently gets softer, the pacing between the words get longer, until before you know it, you're fast asleep. And sleep has been such a big issue. So many people knock themselves out with alcohol or sleeping pills. And this is just a delightful, joyful, simple way of drifting off every night. And it's now actually the biggest part of the app, because meditation, again, is not straightforward. Everyone goes to sleep every night. 8 billion people. That's a pretty big market to look after.